My last adventure crossed the continent westward, Sydney to Perth, a journey of endless horizons, wide roads and quiet reflections. But this time the compass points north. From the tropical edge of Queensland deep into the heart of the Australian outback, along the ancient, rugged Savannah Way. This is my last van to Darwin. My van is no cab, no race against time, just a slow rhythm of the road, red earth and endless sky. This is a story of land older than memory, of rivers, deserts and the wild beating heart of the top end. Cairns to Darwin, and so begins my Savannah Way. And it's huge, look at that, up to Darwin, through the Savannah Way. Cairns, the tropical gateway to the Great Barrier Reef. I picked up the van, a tank of a Mercedes Sprinter. For 7 years I had returned, but only to leave again, this time into the outback. From here, the climb inland begins. Atherton Tablelands, volcanic soil, lush rainforest, endless waterfalls. At Miller, I stopped and just listened. The tablelands are a part of the Great Dividing Range and are critical biodiversity hotspots. Actually, I thought I was prepared, but the town of Evelyn had other plans. The wet season wasn't done, roads turned to rivers. Night falls fast in the tropics. At Mount Surprise, I drove into the darkness, music low, eyes on high beam. A wallaby flashed past, then nothing again. Just the hum of the engine and the Southern Cross above. In Georgetown I free camped, woke with the kookaburras, no Wi-Fi, no rush. Georgetown sits on ancient lava flows and the surrounding land is estimated to be over 1.7 billion years old, some of the oldest rock on Earth.
Let me tell you about eternity. It's 40 years in hell, working in a snake pit, making worthless things to sell.
Savannah Way, in the middle of nowhere.
Poison my mind, washed away my hope, wasted all my time. It was a snake pit, oozing at the seams. Was a snake pit. It wasted all my dreams. If I could take it back, I'd have drove the other way.
From here it gets rough, the road narrows, the landscape expands. Cross the Gulf River, quiet now but a beast in flood. I paused on the bridge and had a look for crocs.
Look for some cats, but memories keep on calling. The snake pit wants me back. wasted all my dreams. I can't blame nobody. What lies here is the source, or blame it on a preacher.
Croydon is one of those towns that feels lost in time. Railway museum, rusted utes and proud locals. Croydon boomed in the 1880s gold rush. Once had 6,000 people. Now it's under 300.
Making things you wouldn't believe. I tell you that's a fact. It was a snake pit, oozing at the seams. Snake pit. It wasted all my dreams. I searched for it.
Approaching Normanton, the wetlands returned. Water everywhere, the road shimmered in the heat. Or was it flooded? This region is home to Australia's largest saltwater crocodile ever recorded, 8.6 meters long. Caught near Normanton in the 1950s.
I saw it in the car. They said I was a fool. Give it.
We made it, a junction between Matilda and Savannah Way, and we're going.
Pronunciate the facts and figure if they're any good. I'd be leaving in the scrap.
We made it to Outback Queensland. Nothing fancy here, just a roadhouse, a fuel tank and one of the best sunsets I have ever seen. These places keep the Outback running, the lifelines for travelers and truckies alike. Out here, water comes from deep underground, power from a mix of diesel and solar. And just beyond this quiet stop once passed the Burke and Wills expedition, a journey as bold as it was doomed. It's a reminder that in the Outback, survival is still about respecting the land and knowing that simple is enough. I free camped again in Cloncurry. Cloncurry was the first base for the Royal Flying Doctor Service, a lifeline for remote communities. Mary Kathleen gave me chills. Abandoned in the 1980s after uranium mining ended, a whole town left behind, basketball courts, streets, even mailboxes. Haunted but fascinating. The Mary Kathleen uranium mine once supplied Britain and the US. Today it's one of Australia's most intact ghost towns. Mount Isa, A mining city in the middle of nowhere. Mount Isa's mine is one of the world's largest single producers of metals, powering industries far beyond the outback.
Away from home, time to ponder in the fields around me, where there's nothing but the breeze and the great unknown. Leave your worries and your suitcase. All you don't need, nothing but you. So don't throw your hopes down a wishing well. It's your heart's desire carry you. Come and sail with me to the open ocean, where you don't have to dream because there's you. Nothing around us, just flames in the fire, and through the night they burn like me for you. Covered in wonder, sweet in the silence. Oh, we'll keep running, we'll keep running. Leave your worries and your suitcase.
Camberwell, classic outback town, and last stop in Queensland. The Northern Territory sign came with nothing fancy, no fences, just a dusty welcome. The Northern Territory is pure Australian outback and is home to landscapes that date back over 1.5 billion years, including some of the world's oldest known rock formations.
Leave your worries and your suitcase. All you don't need, nothing but you.
Finally made it to Barkley Homestead, an oasis in the middle of the tablelands of the Northern Territory. The distances out here humble you. Homestead is the only fuel stop for more than 450 kilometers in either direction. Finally joined the Stuart Highway, the spine of the territory near Tennant Creek. From here north to Darwin, or south to the center of it all. I turned north. The Stuart Highway runs 3,000 kilometers from Darwin to Port Augusta, following roughly the route of explorer Stuart, the first European to cross Australia, south to north. In the middle of the Northern Territory, just figure out it's very easy actually to get lost here, out here in the Northern Territory, especially here in the outback. Maybe 500 meters off the road and already feel a little bit lost. Can imagine how it is to walk back in the days like Burke and Wills when they just walked across the whole continent. How did they do that? It's unbelievable because getting lost so quickly here. Everything looks the same. Take care when you're going to the Northern Territory. Don't leave the roads. The outback. Just visiting the old overland telegraph line. It's running from South Australia, Adelaide, up to Northern Territory, Darwin. At Delhi Waters, I had a burger under brass hanging from the pub ceiling, then followed the old overland telegraph line, the wire that once connected Australia to the world. Larimer, a half-abandoned town where time feels frozen, once a railway hub, now known for pink pubs, a missing person case and wild croc stories. In 2017, Paddy Moriarty, a local, vanished without a trace after leaving the pub with his dog. The mystery case drew global attention, even inspiring a Netflix true crime series. A 250,000 Aussie dollars reward still stands today, but no one has ever been charged. The road north leads to LC National Park, land of ancient dreaming and natural healing. I slipped into Mataranka's crystal waters at 34 degrees, and at Bitter Springs, even a few freshwater crocodiles sharing the flow. Bitter Springs, freshwater, possibility to swim without crocs hopefully, so let's see. They say it's just fresh water here, freshwater crocodiles, but you will never know. Yeah, be safe. So we're going in now. What is crystal Catherine, isolated, hot and raw. Out here the next big town is Darwin, over 300 kilometers to the north. Alice Springs, more than 1,100 kilometers south. And Broome, nearly 1,500 kilometers west. You feel the remoteness in your bones. So I didn't feel safe staying here, so I pushed on. Ended up free camping in the middle of nowhere, right next to a croc river at the entrance to Nitmiluk National Park. Next morning I hit the trail at Edith Falls. For 8 kilometers I fought my way through unmaintained bush tracks, speargrass whooping at my face. The same grass burned in ancient Aboriginal cultural fires to renew the land. But the trail ended at the wide, silent river, Croc country. I turned back, utterly spent, more exhausted than any hike before. Still, the red cliffs, soft cascades and the brief swim in croc-free waters made it worth every scratch.
I paid my dues, but I can't refuse, so won't you throw this dog a bone? When I see that girl out on the road, she rocks my world, and I feel like I'm on.
Adelaide River, about 110 kilometers south of Darwin, played a key role in World War II as a military base. Today, it's best known as the gateway to the top end's crocodile country. I pulled into the local cricket ground and found not a class, but an entire school of kangaroos grazing on the pitch. Dozens of them, unbothered by me, hopping between the stumps. This place feels like the calm before the wild. Next stop, Berry Springs, a perfect place to cool down before heading deeper into croc country. I camped just outside Humpty Doo, under the tropical stars. The name makes you smile, but the place is real and the humidity reminds you this is a top end. The next morning brought some real-life dinosaurs. I boarded a boat and drifted into the Adelaide River, where the salties rule. A 5.4 meter crocodile rose from the water beside me, over 80 years old, silent, ancient and powerful beyond words. Once you've locked eyes with a croc that big, you never forget it. Saltwater crocodiles were nearly hunted to extinction in the Northern Territory by the 1970s. Since protection in 1971, their population has exploded to over 100,000, making it top end one of the world's prime crocodile habitats. Darwin, Northern Territory, my last stop. Warm air, ocean breeze, middle beach glowing in the sunset. I dropped off the van, my home for 2 weeks. Darwin is closer to Bali than Sydney, shaping its unique blend of Asian and Australian influences.
Dancing with the angels, just like magic. You move like magic. Try to understand. Try to get yourself together. Try to choose better.
But I couldn't just stop, so I headed to Fog Dam, wetlands alive. Then Kakadu National Park, rock art in Jabiru telling stories stretching back over 20,000 years. Rivers and floodplains, a world where culture and nature are inseparable. Kakadu is actually one of only 38 places on Earth listed by UNESCO for both cultural and natural significance.
Looking for shelter. Fed our egos with belief that we know best. We crashed and burned. Everybody knows the rest.
I spent my final days of Savannah Way wandering Darwin's botanical gardens, exploring World War II tunnels and meeting Sweetheart, 5.1 meter crocodile preserved as a territory legend. And just like that, it ends. The Timor Sea swallowing the sun at Mindel Beach. I had followed the same sun for thousands of kilometers, across dust, rivers and red stone. This was the last van to Darwin. The engine's off, but the journey isn't over. Out here, the next road is always waiting.